Hi, today's topic. Something I have realized recently by watching all of my videos, or at least editing videos and shorts, I realize I have a tendency to rationalize things and to just overthink the crap out of my life. Like, I knew that, but man, I've been overdoing that lately, isn't it? Yay! One more demon to fight! Yay! Let's get on with it, isn't it? So, I've been editing shorts for videos 29 and 30. 29 and 30 being the first one, 29, the first one in which I show my face in a long time, and 30 the being the one of the Kama Sutra. And I've been revisiting some of my old videos, and by old I mean about 3 weeks ago, so not that old, but it's like 30 videos ago, almost like 20 videos ago. And I realized that I've been rationalizing the crap out of my life. Like, wow. I've been overdoing that, isn't it? I think the word I have heard recently, it's quite fashionable now, it's intellectualizing, I think, your feelings. I'm guilty. I'm guilty, Your Honor. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I've been overly intellectualizing my life. Wow. And it's just, I've been from an extreme amount of denial and repression to sublimating the crap out of it, and then just rationalizing the crap out of it. And you don't know what I'm talking about. It's essentially Freudian theory, okay? I used to, I used to teach in a cathedral called, in the Cathedral of Mental Health and Psychiatry in med school in the University of Buenos Aires. And mostly that cathedral in particular was Freudian, was essentially Freudian. Dr. Ilutovich, he, an old psychiatrist, like an old 70s psychiatrist, extremely Freudian, at a fault even to a point in which he was some kind of comedic things happen because he would try to, we had a group in which we were doing research, and he would try to combine neurosciences with psychiatry, and I was like, and psychology, and I was trying to find a bridge because he would find the things that were too different. And I was like, well, you see, Freud described the mnemic, which are mnemicas. I don't know how you English speakers call them because your Freudian theory sounds different. You even have a different name for self. We call it I, or I don't remember how you people call it. You call it ego. You call it ego. And for example, Freud and this scheme that looks like a brush, and you just like, he tried based on the basis of theory of what he observed in patients, psychologically speaking, he theorized on some approach and how some structures in the brain might look like. And they were essentially the same look like a neuron. He described the neuron before it was even seen on a microscope. And I was like, yes, even before Santiago Ramón y Cajal had observed it on a microscope. And he was like, oh, really? Who was that? And I was like, well, he was the guy who saw the neuron on a microscope and he discovered the tint. And Professor Lutovich was asking me, oh, well, really? Fascinating. Of what school is he? What? I was like, what school? What do you mean? Yeah, what school of thought was he? I was like, I have no idea, sir. Who was his tutor? Who was his, of whom he was a whom? I don't know. Of who he was a student of. Who was his professor in the university that inspired him? And I was like, I have no idea, sir. That's not how it works in the biological field. It's just he discovered how to combine salts with neurons and how to observe them through a microscope. So he was like, yes, but well, from which school of thought of whom he was a disciple, a pupil from? I was like, I have no idea, sir. So those kind of clashes, kind of comedic clashes would happen. And I learned about a thing or two about psychology back then. Very shallow knowledge. And one of the things we would have to teach to my fellow medical students was that mechanism, English, defense mechanisms, and how the subconscious would try to defend itself and process through energy and things that it doesn't like it. And among many mechanisms like repression, and then you have denial, and you have sublimation, and you have the style of the day, which is rationalizing the crap out of things. Rationalizing, which apparently has become like my favorite mechanism to use recently, because I'm like all over the place. I have been watching, I forgot one thing is I appreciate that I'm liking more my face. I'm beginning to like my face more, but probably because I have lost some weight, and I can tell in the videos that I have lost some weight. It's not just good makeup, better makeup. I have shed a little bit of weight too. I can tell that, because I can tell. And not only that, I've noticed a dramatic change between early to mid-August to now early September. And yes, but this is early September, so whenever you're watching this, I know I upload with a delay, I know. And I have noticed that I have been like an override on rationalizing everything. And it's scary. How do you get out of it? How do you stop rationalizing? And that most likely means that I'm very comfortable being in my brain. I have very little comfort being in my feelings, which is not good. And I should try to work on that too. And that, yes, I know. One more thing in the bucket list to deal with. Yeah, I know. So yeah. Ooh. So yeah, it's just that. Because that's the thing. You might think, well, that's way better than repressing, but yeah, but spending too much time in your head and very little in your heart, it's not healthy. One student told me that she loves when people randomly passes by and they just say things, and you just listen, you're just like, sometimes there are positive things, okay? Not always everything is negative. Anyhow, to make things short, being in your head is okay. Rationalizing a little bit is alright. At least you're not in denial, at least you're not repressing. But to the degree in which I'm doing it, it's not healthy. I don't know how, and people are going to say, oh, you need to try meditation. I can't. I get all giddy, and I'm having issues, and that's one of the other issues I have to deal with. I'm having issues to be in my body, to be in the present moment, and my head just starts spinning. And that's not healthy, that's not good. So, I'm going to have to solve that too now. The good thing is now I'm aware of it. The bad thing is I have no idea how to deal with it. So yeah, just one more bucket list. Yay! So yeah, well, I really wish that you're having a lovely day, all of you, and I wish that this moment you have spent with me at least was either entertaining or enlightening. or at the very least, I don't know, you find it useful somehow, and it has made you realize about something or not. And yeah, please do tell me if there's anything I could change, anything I could improve. And in the meantime, I wish you the best, and until next time, bye bye. And if you're wondering what's the conclusion, well, a little bit of rationalizing, just like anything, it's a-okay. Now, too much, like what I'm doing, it's a wake-up call, and I have to be more present in my feelings. And if I don't want to be with my feelings, then that's a red flag. Why I don't want to feel? Why I don't want to be in my feelings and just feel and cry the crap out of it? It's just why? And just deal with it. So yeah, until next time, I wish you the best, and bye bye. Ciao.